everybody. I am going to be creating an art journal page today, and last night I wanted to create something. I just didn't know what it was, and I've had a lot going on in my life and everything, so I love to just sit down and create something in my art journal. And I use the mixed media book from Prima. I love this book. I can rip pages out if I want to. I can paint on it. I've done so many different things on this in this book. And I didn't sit down really having a plan. I just knew that I needed to do some art journaling. And this helps me a lot with, instead of talking, I'm not a big talker, as I've said in the past videos. So this just helps me when I'm just going through a lot of different things. And so I cut up the paper. This is some scrap paper that I found as I'm reorganizing my room. And I want to try to use all that. And I just cut it up into little squares and strips. And this way I know that I could work with this sort of basic design for the page. And I use Fabri-Tac to adhere those down. And then once I like how it looks, I am just adding some clear gesso. I had in mind that I was going to keep the color of the paper. I really like this paper. This is actually from the Seaside collection from Prima. It's probably the last little piece of paper that I had from that collection. And oh, now I'm like, why am I doing this twice? I am adding some white gesso just to kind of whitewash it down a little bit. And then I am going to be taking some white Crackle paste. And I just wanted to add a little bit of texture to my page without adding, a whole lot of bulk. And I really wanted to do the cover of this book. This one is actually Abby's. I find it hard to create in mine since I have done the cover. But I am using some Lindy Stamp Gang spray. This is Tainted Teal Love, I believe. And I love this color. So I dried that, and then now I'm adding some Blazing Black, I believe. I want to say it's a different name, but I am actually hiding out in my son's room so that I could do this voiceover. They're eating breakfast. So I just take the nozzle and I'm just applying it where the squares are, so if that makes sense. So I want to still kind of keep that square look. Well, at least I thought I wanted to. In the end, it all kind of gets covered up, and I was kind of getting discouraged on how it was turning out, but then I just kept playing around with it and adding different adding different mediums, and then I ended up loving it. So this is some Impasto paint from Prima, and I am just highlighting some of those squares, and the color kind of mixes in with the Lindy's, but then I ended up using a different color of the acrylic paint. And these acrylic paints are super, super thick. Yeah, they are super thick. So if you're looking for a really heavy body acrylic paint, these are it. So I am just again highlighting the squares. And then I didn't really like how that looked. So I thought, well, I'll go in and add this Jade. This is the color Jade in the same Impasto paints. And I'm using a palette knife. I thought maybe if I switch it up a little bit, I might like it a little bit better. And then I'm kind of mixing it in together. After I put the color down, I'm going to take a baby wipe and kind of smush it around and spread it around. And I'm kind of pouncing it on a little bit as well. I didn't really have a plan in mind when I started this page. So at this point, I honestly felt like just throwing it in the trash. And then I thought I would add some light paste or modeling paste and then see where it went. This is a Echo Park stencil, I believe. I love this stencil. And I think it's the first time I'm using it. And I'm using some light paste. I really like light paste over modeling paste. And again, I'm just keeping with that layout or composition of the page just kind of the full page on the end there, and then just going in a little bit towards the end. And let's see, I add a little bit more color. That is the Tainted Teal Love or Turbine Teal. I don't know. I'll have all the links to the products down below. And I just kind of sprinkle on some of that black Lindy's, and then I'll spray it, and then it'll kind of spread around, and it will give a lot of depth to the project. So at this point, I was seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. I was beginning to like my project and my art journal page. So I just kept playing around with it, and I did add quite a bit of sprays, and the page did not seep through the other side. I was actually really surprised. So I kind of wanted to keep it white on the edges on the end there. So I'm just adding a little bit of that Impasto white paint, and I'm using a baby wipe. I love baby wipes. They work for so many different things. So I wanted it to kind of blend out, and that's why I'm just kind of pouncing on or dabbing on the paint, and then I'm kind of blending it into where that jade color is and where I've put all that other color too. I end up adding just a little bit of color in the middle of the page, just to kind of blend everything out and make everything look nice. And again, I still don't have any plan in mind. I'm just kind of adding different things and just enjoying the process. And I think that's really important, just to enjoy the process. And I'm taking this sparkles paint. I don't remember the name of it, but again, I'll have the links down below. And I just wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to a few of those stars. And I go in with that Tainted Teal Love color, and then I water it down, and then I'm just letting it kind of flow where it wants to. So I'm going back in with the black, and I'm just kind of splattering it. I wanted to add more depth to the project, and then I will add a little bit of water to help it blend and flow. And this gets behind, or like it kind of gives depth to the stars, and then also gets in all the cracks from the Crackle paste that I added. So this is where I decided that I wanted to try out a galaxy. I kind of saw it forming, and then I felt it needed just a little bit of purple and pink in there. And I don't recall the colors. Again, I will have them down below, or I'll end up probably listing them after I'm done doing this voiceover. But now I could see the whole page coming together, and I just absolutely love it, how it turned out. So I just continue to add the purple, and then the pink and the black and the teal. So just kind of, I'm just kind of playing around and blending the colors and seeing how it, all works together. So I'm just gonna play some music so you guys can watch the process, and I will be back in a few. So I end up drying the whole page, and as you can see here, I'm adding the white splatters. I am trying out the Picket Fence Distress Stain spray, and I actually really like it. It's very pigmented, and you could see the whole thing comes together once you start adding those white splatters. You can see it ended up turning out just perfectly, and that is going to complete the project for today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to share it on your social media. And as always, the description has all of the supplies that I use and also a link to my new website and my blog. You can find more information over there as well. And here are some videos that you might like, so click on them, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.